Predator Badlands is the third Predator feature directed by Dan Trachtenberg, who brought you Prey and Killer of Killers, both Hulu exclusives. Now it's a theatrical release, finally. And we actually follow a Predator or Yautja protagonist. He's an alien hunter who's cast out from his clan. He's the runt of the whole litter. And he teams up with an unlikely ally played by Elle, and these two embark on a treacherous journey in search of the ultimate adversary. All because this Predator named Zack has something to prove to his father. Now yes, the Alien vs. Predator movies don't count in my book, but this time we get a theatrically released Predator movie where the Predator is the hero. Now yes, he is still slicing and dicing various bad guys along the way, and a lot of folks were kind of deterred by this, not just because of how the Predator looks, but also because it's PG-13. And I'll admit, I was one of those folks that was like, okay, PG-13 Predator, that's fine, I guess. Maybe not. But for PG-13, this movie is very brutal. You don't get red blood. He's slicing and dicing robots up. And you're seeing green blood, white blood, science fiction-y looking stuff. And my god, the action in this movie is just relentless. It is so much fun to watch. This is the definition right now of a movie theater movie. I got the opportunity to see this today in IMAX, and man, did it enhance the experience. Definitely try to see it on the biggest screen possible with the loudest sound imaginable, because it makes it feel all the more immersive. And I thought the story we get was really intriguing, especially with this Predator's path of revenge. The more interesting part of the story does kind of get muddled together with what Elle Fanning's character is going through. And Elle Fanning, I think, could have turned in her career best with this movie. She was that darn good, and she actually plays two characters in this. One being the alien sidekick who's lost her legs, as well as the antagonist of the movie, the twin. And I thought she was really good at doing both. And I think this movie has a lot of exciting prospects towards the future of what Dan Trachtenberg is looking to do with Predator. Because Elle Fanning's character is actually a Weyland-Yutani synthetic. That's the Alien Corporation. And with how good Dan Trachtenberg is behind the camera, how good he is at capturing some really exciting action set pieces, I've been a big believer in this guy for almost a decade since he came out with 10 Cloverfield Lane. Honestly, let this guy do whatever he wants as far as I'm concerned. This was a really fun movie. Now let me address something that I talked about a little bit ago. Some people were detracted by the look of the Predator in this. He is supposed to look weak compared to his family. And if people are going to be a little bit pedantic about how this Predator looks because, oh, he doesn't look like the 1987 Predator that Schwarzenegger was hunting down. It's a different breed of Predator. I think ever since that 87 movie came out initially, the Predator lore has only expanded through comic books, video games, and now film. So, I get where some of those purists might be coming from, but if they're going to this movie just to trash it, you can do better things with your life. If you don't want to watch the movie, then don't f***ing watch it. And if you are going to watch it, I suggest you take that stick that is planted so firmly up your ass and just pull it out. Learn to have some fun. Because I don't care if people bash me for liking this movie. I really, really did. This was a lot of fun. Really cool practical set design, really cool practical action stunts. The stunt team, I think, deserves so much credit for their work on this film. And we all know that stunt performers don't nearly get the respect that they deserve. But there's something that I kind of wanted to address with how this movie was presented in the subject matter. Like I said, it was PG-13. It's also distributed by 20th Century Fox once again, which means that it's technically under the Disney umbrella. And I do feel like that there were some humorous aspects of this movie that didn't really click. I mean, there is one question about the Predator that Elle Fanning asks our protagonist that is something that's been nagging at me for the longest time about how the Predator's anatomy works. And I'm sorry I'm being really vague about that. I just don't want to spoil anything. But I did find that part funny. But when Elle Fanning's sitting there looking at the Predator after something he says to her, and she was like, was that a joke? And I'm legitimately wondering, yeah, is the Predator starting to joke? And these two do have a cute little alien companion that they take along with them. And yeah, this thing is adorable, I will admit. But it feels like ever since Grogu came into the picture, every single Disney big property, every single big Disney franchise now has tried to incorporate some form of cutesiness that equals Grogu. So I feel like, yeah, for Badlands, the fact that it's sort of funny, it doesn't Like, I don't know if it works yet with the Predator vibe, because the movie also does have a fair amount of cliches. And I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like the big revenge aspect of the Predator story, that payoff was incredibly rushed towards the end. Like an action sequence that I probably would have wanted at least 15 to 20 minutes out of, they wrapped it up in like 5. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, that's it? That's all the payoff we get from this big gigantic crux of what this Predator is all about? Because aside from the rushed nature of the finale, this was a really well-paced film. It's only an hour 48 minutes or something like that. It flies by. And you hardly really forget you're watching a movie. You're just so immersed in the environment Dan Trachtenberg is putting you in. Really good stunts, a solid, maybe career best performance from Elle Fanning, and just pure badassery all the way around. If you like big action extravaganzas in the science fiction world, this movie is definitely for you. But for the Predator purists, probably best if you sit this one out. I'm going to give Predator Badlands a B+. I don't know if I liked it as much as Prey or, of course, the original from 1987, but this is one of my favorites of the Predator movies that's come out, I think. And I've only watched it once. I definitely love to watch it again. I think it's definitely the most accessible out of the Predator franchise. But let me know what you think. I think this is probably going to be one of the more polarizing movies to come out closer to this holiday season. Let me know what your thoughts are all down there in the comments. Did you guys love this movie? As always, I love getting in front of this camera and talking all things in the movie world with you on the regular. Hit that subscribe button if you're new and hit that thumbs up icon as well. And thank you so much for your continued support of this channel, my friends. Y'all are the best. And with all that being said, Back Talk, commence.